Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of my Minecraft server. Now this will be the last episode of this server at least, because we're going to start a new one with the new Nether update. And to be honest, I think everybody's quite done with this land, so it will be fun to start a new one. Now, first I will just turn off the sound. Because we're gonna show some roller coasters and they are pretty loud. So, you can actually see the dive coaster here, which I showed in the previous episode. Actually some snow on top. And we actually built several new roller coasters. Well, Bear did most of the work on it. So there you can see the green coaster. We're gonna ride it later. It's called Mongoliath. And there's also a big blue coaster behind it. I don't remember what its name is, but it probably has a really dumb name as well. So I'm just going to go to those coasters just so I can show them off. Actually, I'm just going to turn on the sound, but just a little bit. And hopefully you can still hear me talk while riding the coaster. Alright, so here we have Mongoliath. You could see the entrance here. I made a bit of a queue here. Well, normally we don't have to wait, it's usually just a walk on. I gave it some of this chiseled sandstone here. I think it works great for when you're trying to make something look sort of Egyptian. I love this creeper face and these decorations you can have here. So, let's take the coaster for a ride. Now, this is actually a TripleLaunch Coaster. So here it goes forwards. Then it will travel backwards again. Up a spike here. It also has some fireworks that are triggered every time you ride it. And now here's the third launch forward. Here's a weird roll, which we call the bear roll. Now we travel around the mountain, and several more fireworks are triggered as we travel around it. And here we go along the cliff, and then we go back into the cave. Alright, this is just a short, nice little coaster. Nothing too special, but of course I say nothing too special. Of course it has this triple launch in it. So I think that worked out pretty well. I of course also love the fireworks that are triggered as you go through it. Okay, let's take a walk around the coaster. From this area we made a bridge that leads to the second coaster. Okay, the entrance to this coaster is inside a cave. I will just turn the sound down a little bit more, because I think it's still a bit loud. 1%, okay. I hope it's better now. So here you can see the coaster track. It's a blue track. I think it's this clay or whatever it's called. I forgot the name. Wait, here's our cart. So let's go for a ride. Now this coaster is massive. Also the station is pretty beautiful. Maybe I'll show it off a bit more from a different angle, but it's really nice. So this coaster, it's huge. We're almost reaching into the clouds. Here's a big drop. You can see some of these glass strips to prevent us from falling to our death. Just look at these supports, they're incredible. So yeah, Bear did all the work on these supports and they look amazing. You can also see a Mongoliath in the distance. There you can see Pindakas, our other coaster, which I showed off in the previous video. It looks really nice. So now here we travel around the mountain again. The coaster goes quite slowly here on top. This is probably one of the higher points of the coaster. Now here it travels down really quickly. Here's a cave with lots of mushrooms. So here we go over the mountain again. There's a big drop. Lots of nice supports under this part of the coaster as well. Here we go. Down again through this cave there. Here we pass by the first drop of the coaster, which by the way also travels through a big stone circle. And I think right now we're back on our way to the station of the coaster. It's quite hard to tell because this coaster is so massive. Oh yeah, here we enter the cave again. And here we are back at the station for the ride. So yeah, this was a massive undertaking. Oh dear, there goes our minecart. This was a massive undertaking to build this. Bear did most of it, and yeah, I think the result really paid off. Okay, I think it's time we go back to our base. The base has been expanded a lot, and yeah, there's just a lot that I want you to see. So yeah, I will just fast forward while I walk back to the entrance of the base. Okay, here's something I actually haven't seen before, but it looks like someone has built this construction here in the water. I saw some bees flying around earlier. I think I see some campfires there. So I'm assuming this is a sort of a bee farm. But yeah, I really like the location here in this bay here, right in front of the base. Now, I said I was going to go to the base, but this is actually something many people haven't seen yet. But this is our ice boating course. Now, I sadly don't have a boat here with me. I might just quickly chop down a tree, because I really want to, yeah, go on a ride on this track. Okay, here we go. So let's just put myself on the track. Oh, there's some there's some bad guys over there. I'm not really sure if I want to disturb them. And I guess that will start the raid as soon as we get into our base. Fantastic. Oh, we actually have a boat here. Okay. Now this is quite hard to control. Looks like we have had a accident here. Must have been a creeper explosion. So that's unfortunate. I'll just quickly put my boat over it. Alright, I completely sucked at this, but at least I made it around the track. Okay, what's over here? Looks like a little ruin here. Actually, I haven't seen this before, but it does look really cool. Now, the big building over there, it's an iron golem farm. I'm not sure if it's still working, but let's quickly take a look. It looks like the raid just started here. Probably because there's a villager above us here. Okay, yeah, so it's completely filled with iron here. So how it works, I believe there's a village above with a zombie that's spawned in the middle. And above there are some iron golems that can... well, there's some areas where iron golems can spawn. They fall down. I believe there's a lava blade here, which kills the iron golems, and as you can see, it's quite effective in generating a lot of iron. So yeah, at this point iron is no longer a concern in this server. Now I'm quickly getting out of here before the raiders spot me. By the way, there's also a big mansion there on the water. Now I'm not going inside it because I believe it's empty on the inside. But it does look quite nice here. Alright, here you can see our base. Now I don't know why that big hallway is there, but it's there now. Here you can see the bridge that we made earlier towards the stable. And here's the main entrance of our base. Now our storage, it got expanded a lot. Kind of still looks like how it was, but now under here there's also extra storage has been added. Above the tree farm there's now actually a glass ceiling, and from here we can go up even more, because above the original storage I now made another storage. And I'm not really sure what I wanted to use this space for, but yeah, it got expanded quite a lot. Here you can see the glass ceiling above the tree farm. I think this looks pretty cool. Probably looks even better when it's filled with trees. So yeah, I wanted to expand the base here, but never really got to building anything here. And I'm not really sure what my plan was with this tunnel, or if someone else actually built it. Right, here's our library. Now, I'm not sure if I've actually shown it, but there's a big bamboo farm here. So actually right here, there's a circuit that gets triggered every once in a while, and then it just scrambles across. Maybe I can actually trigger it. So you can see it go around here. Basically it's a long, a long string of slime blocks which cuts down all the bamboo here. And right under here there are minecarts which travel back and forth, and they collect all the bamboo and they drop it into these into a waterway here, and that then goes to our, what's it called, to our automatic furnace. So yeah, it really generates a lot of bamboo. It works quite well, although sometimes it tends to break and then we have to reset it. Now I also made a green dye farm here, but I don't think it's too interesting. Well, I'll just show it anyway. So right here I made a cactus farm. There's lots of cacti here on these stone blocks growing on the sand. Right next to them there are these glass pillars, and because of that, every time they grow, well, yeah, they cannot grow next to an object, so then they just drop a bit of cactus. And all this cactus, it's collected in a furnace. And here there's a farm for bamboo, and as soon as the bamboo reaches these observer blocks, at the bottom there's a set of pistons that will trigger these. That will trigger once these observers see bamboo growing in front of them, and then all the bamboo drops to the bottom, and then there at the bottom there's a minecart that collects all the bamboo, and it uses that as fuel to smelt all the cactus. It's also a great way to earn some XP. I believe there is a switch here that you can use to disable a hopper, and then when you collect stuff from the furnace, I believe you get all the XP from it. Well, yeah, it's kind of hard to explain. You should look up a tutorial, but it's a great way to earn some XP. Okay, here's our farm. It got expanded quite a lot. I added another tree farm here. We're growing acacia trees here. Also this cocoa farm. It got expanded quite a lot. We even have a mushroom farm here. Also iron golem seems to be walking around here. Now, I think the thing that changed most is actually our village. So this village is actually built above the old village. So yeah, as we go down here you can see our old village. It's now abandoned. I did leave the buildings in place, but I removed all the beds and stuff. Yeah, there's also still some stray iron golems. Probably they just spawned here. But yeah, I got kind of tired of having to remove all these iron golems manually all the time. And the yeah, the village also didn't really work very well because all the villagers, they could just walk around freely, and it was often a pain to find them back. So I actually decided to build a new village above it. So you can see it here, and so yeah, all the villagers, they're inside these tiny houses. For example, here we have all these shepherds. Yeah, because these houses are so tiny, iron golems cannot spawn in them. And in fact, iron golems will mostly just spawn either on top of the buildings or here, somewhere over here. And what I actually did was, from the top, I led a zombie over here in a minecart. It cannot go anywhere. And these iron golems, they're all attracted to the zombie. And here's a little lava blade, so I can actually help them a bit. So this will make the golems sink in. When there's too many golems, they will just push each other in. They're not very friendly towards each other. And right under here, there's simply yeah, some hoppers which lead all the iron into these chests. As you can see, a lot of iron was also collected here. So yeah, we actually have 2 iron farms now on this server, and yeah, this one also works pretty well. Iron is no longer a concern on this server. Now, like to actually put all these villagers inside these houses, I actually made a little breeding room somewhere further away. Now, I made it really far away, just so the villagers over there wouldn't yeah, keep their beds. Now, I don't know exactly how far away a village has to be from its bed. I believe it's 150 tiles. So if it's 150 tiles away from its bed, it will forget that this was its bed. And it's a good way to assign them to a new village. So what I would do here is just feed these villagers so they start, let's say, reproducing. And then, yeah, I would just load them into a minecart here. And from there, I could just simply transport them to our to the village in our base. The village here actually has become so big that an iron golem has actually spawned here. Now I'm just going to show you what the top of these buildings look like. It looks quite complicated, but it actually isn't. So yeah, there's just some of these hatches here. So normally I close them, unless I want a villager to be in here. So there's the so in front of these houses I made these switches, and when I flip one of these switches, well, the track there's a switch in the track as well, and that will make sure that the minecart that goes on top of these buildings will be diverted into the building here. And yeah, that was just a nice way to get these villagers into all these houses here. So, and because of these profession blocks, the villagers inside these houses would get the profession, and they would also claim one of these beds as their own. I think it worked quite well. I traded a lot with most of these villagers, so they now all trade really nice stuff. So I got a house for every profession. As you can see, another iron golem has been pushed in. Okay, I think it's time to show something else that's pretty cool. I built an aquarium in my bedroom with the help of several other people. I'm gonna check if I still can find a potion of underwater breathing, and also I will try to make one, because yeah, it will really help yeah, explore the aquarium. Okay, we're now inside my aquarium. I quickly had to make a potion. You can see a lot of fish swimming around here. But yeah, I think it's time we take a dive into the aquarium ourselves. So just gonna quickly drink our potion of water breathing. So yeah, I actually collected a lot of coral. Also, we also made some of these bubble columns. Decorated it heavily with lots of ore, diamond, so lapis lazuli, emerald, gold, redstone. Actually, it was quite funny because at some point some people were excavating stuff behind this aquarium, and then they found this ore. I'm glad they didn't actually take it, because that would have been a pain to repair. But yeah, I really enjoyed building this, especially the end result. I think it looks really good. Also put some of these water lanterns. Lots of different textures here on the wall. So yeah, this is actually one of my favorite parts of this server. I actually also hit a shulker box here. That's the dragon egg. So yeah, I think it was hidden quite well here on top of this coral block. Of course, now everybody knows where it is. But yeah, for sure one of my favorite parts of this server. Not really sure if I'm going to make another one anytime soon, because it was a lot of work to fill everything up, to collect all the materials, and yeah, especially to fill everything up with water. Now I really love this kelp, the way it animates. That always works really well to give some life to watery areas. We even made a little bit of a volcano here at the bottom. There's some lava under here with red glass above it. That was pretty fun to make. Alright, there's just a few things more that I want to show. Again, I'll just fast forward as I travel through these areas. Alright, this was supposed to become a big train station. So we excavated a huge area here. But yeah, we were actually supposed to also dig out the complete area under here. That's what Popsicle Penguin wanted us to do. But yeah, I think it was a little bit too ambitious. This area was just way too big. And at this point, most people already got bored with the server, so it never materialized. You can see some work that has been done here to make some arches. But I think this was just a little bit too ambitious. Okay, I also expanded our base. So this is actually somewhere on a mountain right next to our base. You can see the dive coaster there in the distance. So I actually smuggled some pandas all the way from a jungle to over here. So it was actually a lot of work. I dug a tunnel through the entire jungle, and yeah, I managed to get a panda in a boat, and then just managed to transport it all the way to the base, and then I managed to get it over here in this little dome that I made on top of the mountain. So this was also a nice habitat for the parrots that we have. So you can see them sitting on top of the tree over there. So yeah, I was quite happy with this area. It was also a nice place to breed some extra pandas. They're pretty useless other than that, but at least they look cool. I also made a little pig farm over here. Now we also got some extra horses. Here's a Peert, our skeleton horse. Here's an unnamed horse. Here's another horse, and here's Tim too. He's also a strange type of horse. but I think he looks he's a good boy. Alright, there's this one final thing I want to show you. Oh, there's actually a boat here. That's pretty cool. So we can just go over the river. Don't have to go all the way around because I dug a tunnel through the mountain. So that will be a nice shortcut. Okay, here we are traveling under our coaster. Maybe a little bit difficult to see because it's so dark. But I think it looks really impressive here above the water. Here underwater you can see the underwater dome that I showed in an earlier episode. Yeah, it was never really finished. Well, it never really got an interior, but yeah, quite a lot of project didn't get finished on this map. Yeah, and here we can see the final thing I worked on in this map. I decided to use up a lot of the cobblestone that we have. We have tons of it. So yeah, I wanted to finish a lot of it, so I built this huge tower. Obviously, it also isn't finished, but at this point, we kind of got bored of the server. At some point, also our Realms subscription ran out. So yeah, that's when we decided to wait for the new Nether update, which has now been launched. So yeah, in the next few days we will start on a new map, and yeah, I hope and I think lots of new exciting creations will be made. So let's quickly jump to the top of the tower. I made some platforms here, which would be useful, yeah, to land on if someone was wearing the elytra. You can also see a railway there, and it actually goes underground there, and it goes all the way back to our base, to the place where the train station was supposed to come. So yeah, there you have it. Well, you don't exactly see much now because I didn't set the drawing distance too high. But yeah, this was where my tower was supposed to be. I think I showed everything that we have built, or at least most of it, in this episode and in the past episodes. I hope you enjoyed watching all these creations. I'm really curious what will be built in our next server. Yeah, if you want to join, you have to become a trusted member on my Discord. And then you can come and play with us on our Minecraft server. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching this episode and the past episodes as well. And I'll see you again in the next video. See you later.